had these sneakers sitting on ice for a couple of months now, but I am breaking them out next week for a special occasion. So I wanted to give y'all a review and on foot while they're still fresh out the box, clean, crispy, big orange box vibes. You know what it is, the Nike Air Fear of God 1 string off Noir. If you're not familiar with Fear of God sneakers, the packaging on these is actually pretty dope. So you have the big orange box, of course, it's just recognizable at this point. And then you have the subtle Fear of God logo. It's like tonal print on the lid. The Nike label, we'll get into that a little bit later. And then you have all of the Nike branding, all of the Nike different logos and things on the side of the box as well, which is pretty standard when you're picking up a Nike sneaker. But on the inside, here's my information from StockX. You have this co-branded Nike Fear of God tote, which I'll show y'all more in the B-roll. The orange tissue paper, some lace locks, and each shoe comes individual wrapped in like these foil-like bags. So packaging 10 out of 10. Before a shoe that retailed for $350, that is quite a hefty price tag. I wouldn't expect anything less than 10 out of 10 packaging, because that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the name, you're paying for all the little extras that go along with the shoe, not necessarily, the cost of making the shoe. I did pay resale to get these in the collection, as you can tell from the verification tag on here. I went to StockX and I picked them up there. There's a few colorways of the Nike Fear of God 1, not a whole bunch. I would say like a handful of colorways, which is good because it means there's not crazy amounts of these out there. But basically my two favorites, the string and the string off Noir. Obviously I ended up deciding on going with the string off Noir, and that's because this is hands down one of my biggest L's of 2020. This release, taking an L, really stung. Like, I was upset because I don't really go for Fear of God releases like that, and the one time that I did, it ended up being a super limited release. There was actually only 100 pairs of these made. Most of them ended up going to Fear of God brand members or like staff members or something like that. Basically people who work for the brand, and the remaining pairs that were supposed to be seeded to friends and family and celebrities and things like that, Jerry decided that he didn't want to do it that way. He wanted to give an opportunity to the fans to actually secure their pair. So they released the remaining pairs on Instagram. Yes, Instagram, which is wild to me because at that point nobody was really doing the Instagram shop thing. That's the first time that I ever seen the actual big release take place on Instagram shop. If you want to know more about the backstory for this colorway, I will put Jerry Lorenzo's Instagram post somewhere up on the screen right now, as well as a link to an article about the shoe down below in the video description. I know there's some people who are just going to be genuinely interested, and there's going to be some fact checkers out there as well, so that information will be available to you. Interesting little story to go along with these. It's a very wearable colorway, just black and tan. You can wear that with anything, but on these, the cage and the outsole is actually the same color. It's like that translucent milky tan color, and on most other Fear of Gods, the cage and the outsole are two different colors. So this was actually Jerry Lorenzo's original idea for the Fear of God 1 color blocking, which he also talks about in that same Instagram post. So this was his original color blocking idea. I think that's very dope, having them be the same color versus two different colors, but to each his own. On the forefront of the shoe, or like the toe box, it's this really nice Nubuck material, this black Nubuck material. It does have some nice swipe action, but it's not high at all, and that's why I wouldn't call it, a suede. I think that this is personally more of a Nubuck material, but it does feel nice. And the rest of the shoe, behind the toe box, underneath the caging, all of this area here, it's like a black mesh. Getting into some of the details, because there are a lot on this sneaker, a lot of branding going on. So you have the zipper right here. The zipper itself is branded. On one side it says Fear of God, and on the other side it says Nike. Underneath the zipper you have your Nike with the swoosh logo. Underneath that you have a really small Fear of God logo, and it's tonal, so it's kind of hard to see, but it is there, and I'll make sure I get all of this stuff in the B-roll so y'all can see it up close and personal. Mini white Nike swoosh near the forefront of the sneaker on the caging, and of course the air bubble in the sole. very big air bubble, which I'll talk about more when it comes to sizing and comfort. But yes, there is air technology in these. It was meant to be a performance basketball sneaker, so that doesn't surprise me. And there's a couple of other little details as well. It says Air Fear of God with like a little serial number on the outsole right next to the air bubble. A lot of details, a lot of branding on these. On the back of the ankle, it does say Air Fear of God. That would have been the perfect place to number these. Call it the hype beast in me, but if these were numbered, that would have been really, really dope. But I guess they weren't expecting to only have made 100 pairs. Obviously, Jerry Lorenzo did moves to Adidas. They probably had a much wider release in mind, but that just didn't happen. On the insole, there's a tag with some numbers on it. It says 6, 10, 24, 25. I don't know what that is. I'm not a Jerry boy or a Jerry girl, but if you know, down below in the comment section, fill the rest of us in, because I have no idea what that means. Is it a reference to something? I know Jerry Lorenzo was really big into religion, so maybe it references some passages. I have no idea. Somebody could let us know down below in the comment section. Like I mentioned earlier when I was talking about packaging, you do get some extras. So first up, these extra set of laces. It's like a beige set of laces, rope laces, just like the black ones that are inside the shoe. And you also get this foil bag of lace locks. There's these orange or maybe even pink lace locks. There's some white ones, and there's some black ones, and some more branding. They really went all out with the branding on these. Like, I've never seen a sneaker with this much branding on it. Let me know if y'all have down below in the comment section, but they branded the hell out of these. So there's a hang tag. It says Fear of God on one side, Air Fear of God, and then you have the Nike swoosh on the other side. So I picked these up in a size 6.5. My usual size would be a 6 grade school or a 6 men's, but I tried them on as soon as they got here. I did try them on to make sure that they fit, because if they didn't fit, I was definitely gonna have to sell them, get rid of them, because I'm not gonna keep shoes in my collection that don't fit. So I have tried them on. They fit really well. When I watched reviews for these, I noticed the same complaint was that they're really hard to take on and take off. I don't have that problem with these. I don't know if it's because I went that half size up, easy to take off, easy to put on. I went a half size up. They're not too long. They're not flopping off my foot. They fit perfect, and they're actually very comfortable. Now remember, I just tried them on. I didn't walk any long distances. I didn't play ball in them or anything like that, but for trying them on, and I'm about to do the on foot now, they were really, really comfortable, which surprised me because basketball sneakers are not the most comfortable shoes, but these felt like I could wear them all day and have no issues. Now that could be the air technology in the sole. It could be the overall construction of the shoe. I'm not really sure which one to attribute the comfort to. All I know is that these are way more comfortable than I was expecting. I don't know about y'all, but whenever I'm adding a new silhouette to the collection or I'm shopping for a new sneaker model, I definitely feel like I'm flying blind. Is it gonna fit? Am I gonna like it in hand? Is it gonna look good outfitted with my personal style? Those are all questions that I have when I'm shopping for a new sneaker model, but I'm definitely very impressed with these. You know, pictures are one thing, but in hand, sneakers can be completely different. Very impressed with these, and it kind of sucks because, you know, there are going to be no more Nike Fear of God, Jerry Lorenzo collaborations. There's going to be no more Fear of God ones, and these are a very expensive shoe. Now the price has definitely gone up, so I don't know if I'm going to be adding any other colorways to my collection anytime soon. But if you enjoyed today's video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love, and I'll check y'all out in the next one.